Everyone, myself Vallirani, Department of Physics in Ramchandra College of Engineering. In this video, we will study a new phenomena, diffraction of light. Before going to discuss about diffraction, let's talk about objectives and outcomes of this topic. The objective of this topic is learning about theories of light, diffraction grating and resolving power of optical instruments. Now let us see outcomes of this topic. On successful completion of this diffraction video, the student should able to gain knowledge on various theories of light. He acquired skills to identify and apply formulas of optics and wave physics. He able to understand the applications of diffraction. And finally, the student should able to understand the resolving power of optical instruments. These are the outcomes of this topic. Now, let us start our discussion with introduction to diffraction. What is your idea of diffraction? The diffraction tells us the light waves do not travel in a straight line. It was very challenging statement. It is basically the bending of light waves at the edges or corners of an obstacle and that are calling as diffraction. The correct interpretation of diffraction phenomena was given by Fresnel and Fraunhofer. To explain the diffraction of light, they applied the Huygens principle. According to them, the interfering of secondary wavelets which are originating from various points of the primary wavefront causes diffraction. Due to the diffraction, the wave properties like wavelength, frequency and speed are never changed. The only change is diffraction propagation of the wave and its intensity. In the diffraction occurs with all types of waves including sound waves, water waves, electromagnetic waves, etc. Here, the condition for diffraction. The condition for diffraction is the linear dimension of the obstacle is less than or equal to wavelength of incident light. That means the width of the slit is comparable to the wavelength of incident light. If this condition will satisfied, then the light will be bending and we get diffraction pattern. This is the minimum requirement that we should achieve to observe the diffraction phenomena. Next, let us try to understand this diffraction with the help of this diagram. Now here we having one obstacle. Along with the obstacle, here we should have completely dark region on the screen called geometrical shadow. Practically what happens here, when we will instant a light, here we are getting a bending of light waves. This proves the particular definition. Here the diffraction pattern consisting of alternate bright and dark fringes with varying intensities. However, a diffraction consisting of a wide central bright band which is formed due to the rays proceeding in the same direction as that of incident light rays. This is the central maxima or principal maxima. The central maxima surrounded by a few narrow bands on either side which are alternatively dark and bright are observed on the screen. The dark fringes are known as minima and bright fringes are known as secondary maximas. These secondary maximas are situated symmetrically on both sides of the central maxima. And now the intensity of the secondary maxima is gradually decreases with increasing the diffraction angle. This is observed in this intensity distribution curve. Here is the distribution curve for intensity distribution curve for diffraction pattern. Here it is the central maxima, which is formed due to the rays proceeding in the same direction as that of incident light rays. This is the central maxima, which is surrounded by a few narrow bands on either side of central maxima, which are alternatively bright and dark fringes on the screen. So these are the secondary maximas. Here it is the first order maxima, here it is second order maxima. Here various order of maximas are situated symmetrically on both sides of the central maxima with varying intensities. So this is the intensity distribution curve for diffraction pattern. I hope you got a little bit idea about the diffraction. Now here we discuss about differences between interference and diffraction. By observing interference and diffraction, we will conclude about the wave nature of light. There are several differences between interference and diffraction. Here, the interference pattern, which is formed due to the superimposing of different wavefronts, causes interference. That means the interaction takes place between the waves which are originating from coherent sources. And in case of diffraction, the diffraction formed due to the superimposing of secondary wavelets of same wavefront causes diffraction. That means the interaction takes place between the secondary wavelets which are originating from various points of the primary wavefront. And next one, in interference pattern, the intensity of bright fringes is equal. That means all the bright fringes are formed with equal intensities in interference pattern. But in case of diffraction, the diffraction pattern, the intensity of the bright fringes is gradually decreasing with increasing the order. That means, so all the bright fringes are formed with varying intensities in diffraction pattern. Here in case of diffraction, the fringe width may or may not be equal, but here the fringe widths are never equal. And lastly, the interference fringes are either parallel or circular shape. In diffraction pattern, it consists of central maxima and either side of there will be first order maxima, second order maxima and third order maxima and so on. So these are the differences between interference and diffraction. Now we will see the intensity distribution curves for interference and diffraction. Here is the, first we observe the intensity distribution curve for interference. From this curve, we will observe that all the bright fringes are having same intensity. So all the bright fringes are formed with equal intensities. But in case of diffraction, all the bright fringes are formed with varying intensities. The intensity of various orders decreasing with increasing diffraction angle or order of maxima. Here, various order of maximas are situated symmetrically on both sides of the central maxima. In case of interference pattern, first order maxima, second order maxima, third order maxima and so on. But in case of diffraction pattern, it consisting of central maxima, minima and second order maximas. So these are the intensity distribution curves for interference and diffraction. And next, classification of diffraction. The correct interpretation of diffraction phenomena was first proposed by Fresnel and Fraunhofer. According to them, interfering of secondary wavelets, which are originating from different points of the exposed parts of the same wavefront, causes diffraction. Here, based on the distance of the source and screen from the slit and shape of the wavefront and width of the slit, the diffraction phenomena is broadly divided into two general categories. They are Fresnel diffraction and Fraunhofer diffraction. Here it is the experimental arrangements for Fresnel diffraction and Fraunhofer diffraction. In both the cases, we have screen, slit or obstacle and source. Here in Fresnel case of diffraction, we have point source is used. In Fraunhofer case of diffraction, extended source is used. Here, in Fresnel case of diffraction, the source and screen are placed at a finite distance from obstacle. Here, source is placed at a finite distance from obstacle, and also the screen will placed at a finite distance from obstacle. That is, the source and the screen are placed at a finite distance from the obstacle in Fresnel case of diffraction. But in Fraunhofer case of diffraction, the source and the screen are placed at infinite distance from the obstacle. Infinite distance from the obstacle. Hence, this diffraction is also known as far field diffraction. Here, Fresnel case of diffraction, the source and the screen are placed at a finite distance. Hence, this Fresnel diffraction is also called near field diffraction, and Fraunhofer case of diffraction is also called far field diffraction. Here, no lens are used for focusing the light rays in Fresnel case of diffraction. Here, diverging and converging lenses are used for focusing the light rays. So, these are the experimental arrangement for Fresnel and Fraunhofer case of diffraction. Now, we will see the differences between Fresnel and Fraunhofer diffractions. In Fresnel case of diffraction, the source and screen are placed at a finite distance from the obstacle. In Fraunhofer case of diffraction, the source and screen are placed at infinite distance from the obstacle. Hence, it is also known as far field diffraction. But here, the Fresnel case of diffraction, source and screen are placed at a finite distance. Hence, it is also known as near field diffraction. And next, in Fresnel case of diffraction, the incident wavefront is either spherical or cylindrical in shape. But in Fraunhofer case of diffraction, the incident wavefront is a plane wavefront. Next, here in Fresnel case of diffraction, lenses and mirrors are not required to focus the diffraction patterns. But in Fraunhofer case of diffraction, to focusing the light rays, here we can use lenses and the mirrors. Next, it is also known as near field diffraction and it is also known as far field diffraction. Next, lastly, the theoretical or mathematical treatment of Fresnel diffraction is not simpler because the Fresnel diffraction cannot be easily observed in the laboratories. But in Fraunhofer case of diffraction, the theoretical or mathematical treatment of Fraunhofer diffraction is simpler because the Fraunhofer diffraction can be easily observed in practice. So these are the differences between Fresnel and Fraunhofer diffraction. And next, in examination point of view, the following questions is: what is meant by diffraction of light and explain it on the basis of Huygens wave theory. Here, what is meant by diffraction of light? So diffraction means the bending of light rays at the corners of obstacle and spreading into the geometrical shadow is known as diffraction. So diffraction means bending of light waves. Explain it on the basis of Huygens wave theory. According to Huygens theory, interfering of secondary wavelets which are originating from different points of the exposed parts of the same wavefront causes diffraction. And now distinguish between interference and diffraction. Here interference, which is formed due to the interaction takes place between the waves which are coming from coherent sources, and the diffraction pattern will occur due to interaction takes place between the secondary wavelets which are originating from primary wavefront. Different points originating from different points of the primary wavefront. These are the major differences between interference and diffraction. How the diffraction is different from interference. Next, what are the types of diffraction and give the differences between them. Here two types of diffraction patterns we can observe. First one is Fresnel case of diffraction and second one is Fraunhofer case of diffraction. In Fresnel case of diffraction, a point source is used. In Fraunhofer case of diffraction, extended source is used. In Fresnel case of diffraction, the source and screen are placed at infinite distance from the obstacle. In Fraunhofer case of diffraction, source and screen are placed at infinite distance from the obstacle. These are the differences between Fresnel and Fraunhofer diffraction. This is about diffraction. Thank you.